Hey everybody, it's Lewis from Electrical Connection. We were asked on one of the internet forums today, what's the primary difference between your LED headlight bulb and your competitors? So we had actually produced a display board that we had taken to a trade show, and I thought I'd share that with you. So welcome to Us versus Them. This is a video presentation to show you the difference between our LED headlight bulbs and our major competitor. So the first place we're going to start at is going to be the spacer. Our spacer is solid billet aluminum machined out of a solid piece of aluminum material, solid on both sides. Our competitor uses a rubber oil seal. It is hollow on the inside. It does not have the mass to extract heat like a solid billet aluminum does. Why is that important? Well, the LEDs being here, our heat sink being here, again, our competitors have the same situation, LEDs here, heat sink here. We need to get the heat from here to here. And the way that we can do that most effectively is by using materials that will actually wick heat away. Well, using the spacer will end up here on ours, it'll end up here on our competitors. The LEDs, aluminum housing, aluminum base, aluminum spacer, aluminum heat sink. Aluminum base, plastic base, rubber oil seal, aluminum, and then the wire assembly. So we're using more mass of solid material to get the heat away. In my opinion, much more effective in doing that. The heat sink design on ours is a machined fin, and these fins are actually designed in such a way that they create a thermal draw. They pull air through, no fans are required. It also takes up much less space than our competitor's unit. The brand of LEDs that we utilize in our bulb is Philips. Our competitor, we don't know who it is. At one time they stated Cree. They no longer have that on their website, so we don't know who their manufacturer is. On our power supply, we use an overmolded H4 plug. It's got strain relief built in. Why do we use an H4 plug? Well, on that adapter that your bulb plugs into, that is actually an H4 plug. Even though the bulb is an H7, you can see the difference there between an H4 and an H7. H7 much smaller, narrower, shorter, so you have to use the H4 plug, especially since there is a tremendous difference in the spacing between the two. Our competitor has an adapter cable that goes between their power supply, so this sort of creates an unneeded point of connection, and all we know is every time there's a problem, it's always in some connector, so no sense in putting in a connector when you don't need to. The way the power supply is set up, we disconnect between the two. This does a couple things. First and foremost, it allows you to remove the heat sink for installation. So you install the bulb with your spacer, just like you normally would. You put the rubber boot on the back of the housing, you screw the heat sink on, and then you make the connection between the power supply and the bulb, and you're done. With our competitor's product, you actually have to cut the rubber boot because you have to get over this connector, over the power supply, over this, and this will be folded up like this, and then over the back of the housing. Well, this is all much larger diameter, so that does require you to cut the rubber boot on our competitors, and again, not on ours. Much shorter wire lengths, which makes installation easier because you're not having to hide a bunch of wiring or tuck it so that it doesn't get caught in your forks. And one of the biggest points, warranty. We provide a full 2-year warranty from the date of purchase. Our competitor's 1 year. So that covers all the basics between us and our major competitor. If you have any questions, send us an email, info@electricalconnection.com, or check us out on the web at electricalconnection.com.